What's up, guys? How you doing? I'm Paul.
Hi, Morgan.
In today's video, we got a big one. We got a heavy one. It's heavy, but there's, this is very relevant. It's been what a lot of people have been talking about over the weekend. It's very sad. Some takeaways from this, but it is Christians reacting to the Travis Scott Astroworld tragedy. The concert that became a tragedy. We're going there. We're talking about it. We are pumped to be with you. As we get started with this video, you guys may already be aware, but we're trying something new for November. What are we trying, Morgan?
So for the month of November, and if it goes well, we might just continue doing this, but we're going to start going live Mondays and Thursdays. So we'll still have a Thursday video, like always, at 4:30, but it will be live. And so we're going to be going live twice a week.
I am excited for this. I think Morgan and I are kind of like, lives tend to, we've gotten into our groove, it feels like. They're going well.
Yeah.
And here's kind of what happened, very briefly, and then we're getting to the topic. I get up this morning, I yawn, I stretch, and then it pops into my head. I'm walking out here, Morgan's already in the kitchen area, and I think to myself, I kind of would like to talk about maybe this Travis Scott Astroworld stuff, but I want to talk about it now rather than film our usual video, edit it, do all that, and then drop it on Thursday. Like, the time sensitivity is kind of big for topics like this. I want to get to you guys now. You get me? That was one of the things that was like, why don't we try this and just see how it goes? So if you're excited for this, help the video out, give it a thumbs up. Morgan, and also we just wanted to say we are trying some new technology.
Yes.
Which will be fun. We're a little bit nervous.
Yeah,
how are
but
you
it's
feeling?
going great so far. So I'm happy. Yes.
Yeah, very good. We'll be able to actually, instead of me holding my phone.
Right. Remember those days, guys? It was just last week.
Long gone. Those days are long, distant past. We'll be able to play little videos on here, little pictures, and pull up your all's, during the live chat going on, we can throw up your all's comments on the screen. This is going to be legit.
And for this video, because we're just doing the trial right now for the software, we have like the little ecam.live logo watermark.
Annoying.
That'll be gone very soon.
That will be gone, hopefully next video.
Yes.
By Thursday. All right. Wow. So we got a lot to talk about. Morgan, it's kind of like, where do we even start? Do you want the first word on this?
Sure.
Okay, go for it. Because I was saying maybe we could start with just what happened. Let's just dive in to the reality of what happened at Friday's concert in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, so Friday night, I believe, I was on my phone and I saw someone post on Instagram have you heard about this yet, in their story, and I was like, what is it? Like, I was about to just kind of scroll past it, but I was like, something caught my eye in the picture or something, so I clicked on it and went down the rabbit hole of information of what happened. Travis Scott had Astroworld Festival. It's like a 3-day music festival that I think he's had for the past 3 or 4 years in a row. Other than COVID pandemic, I don't think he had that last year. But anyways, and he obviously is the main performer, and he was performing Friday night, and it got...
Wow.
I don't even know where to begin. It just got insane. There was already a fear of just too many people being there. The show was completely sold out. And then on top of that, people actually broke down the security fence around the festival.
I saw
and
video.
Just swarmed in.
Yeah, I saw video footage of that. Has that been confirmed that those were people that weren't supposed to be there?
Yeah, that was confirmed.
So those people were just added to the already packed place.
Yes.
So when I saw it, kind of similar to you, I saw this, and my mind at first goes to just the facts of overcrowding, trampolation, people getting trampled, tragic, so sad. But then you start seeing stuff about, and it does appear, because we have a police officer that is talking about this, so we'll get into it a little more. But let me see how forcible injections. You guys may have seen this.
Needle spiking or something, I think is what it was called. Is what it's the term is.
Okay, someone, had some type of drug concoction and literally jabbing people. And one of the police officers actually, I heard...
Security, yeah.
So security officers was trying to intervene and got jabbed in the neck, ended up passing out. I believe he's okay now. So I'm hearing this, and then you start seeing stuff circulating on Twitter for those of us in the Twitterverse who really stay up to date and current. And it's like, was there something bigger that went on here? Mm-hmm. And then you start kind of examining Travis Scott. Okay, and you may know a little more. I know that he's Kylie Jenner's sugar daddy. Is that the correct term?
No, she would be the sugar mama in that relationship. But they are dating.
I don't mean to be like a crude term.
They're dating and they have a child.
They're not married.
They're about to have their second child together.
Okay. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, baby daddy.
Yeah, baby daddy.
Just the reality of it. I know. I mean, I don't think I could name any of his music. I know he does a lot of collaborations. He's a businessman as well as a rapper. McDonald's he's got a big deal with. SpongeBob, I think he did some type of merch line. I don't know. Lots of stuff there. But I know that he is a very, I would almost consider his lyrics, he
is a very dark artist.
His
performer.
brand, right.
Yeah. I was just doing a little bit of research before this, just on Travis Scott specifically, and he actually is known for telling his audience, telling his people who come to his shows, like beforehand or on stage before he starts the show, like, it's not a real show if you're not beating each other up, or like if people aren't getting legitimately hurt and bruises and broken bones in a mosh pit.
And I have heard that as well. Has that been confirmed?
It's been confirmed. Literally... There's video of him saying that, yeah. And then there's a video of him actually jumping out into the crowd and being like crowd surfed and then back on, and he loses his shoe and he like yells at the audience to telling them to like beat the guy up that stole his shoe or something. Like, and he was actually arrested in Chicago at Lollapalooza. His set lasted like a solid 5 minutes because he was encouraging the audience to act in violent ways, and they like literally arrested him and he couldn't perform anymore. He is known for literally stirring up his crowds and like inciting violence and like riots and craziness. So
these are factors to look at rather than just pull back and say it was just a tragedy at somebody's concert. Could have happened to anybody. Maybe it could have happened to anybody, but these are important things to consider, the atmosphere that he is cultivating. So beyond perhaps just this, like, wow, this is pretty shocking just how he's purposefully stirring this atmosphere of whatever you want to call that, just intensity, reckless kind of almost violence.
No, straight up violence. Like, I heard someone say that he really has created this like atmosphere at all of his shows of people literally just losing their minds, like setting their knowledge, their brains aside, and just going insane at concerts of his. Like, that's just kind of what he's known for.
So beyond that, and it ties in very well, it overlaps, but beyond that side of it is what we're seeing with the demonic. And I've seen multiple videos, people sharing stuff saying this concert, literally calling it a demonic ritual.
Yeah.
A demonic, I don't know if I saw someone even say like a demonic sacrifice. And this is when it goes to a whole nother level of dark. So obviously I'm kind of curious about that. I don't want to go too far down this demonic rabbit hole, but this is huge news. So I'm kind of like, okay, what grounds are they saying for a demonic ritual?
Yeah, that's kind of one of the topics that's going around in the Christian realm, is like this was a straight up demonic ritual, and that like these people who lost their lives were literally being like sacrificed, and that heavy. It was planned. I personally, and we'll talk more about this, I don't believe that was the case. Do I believe that there were demonic spirits at that concert? Absolutely. But am I going to say that this was a straight up demonic ritual sacrificing people's lives. I don't think so.
Let's look at some of these things. So yeah, I guess a big question is, was this a let's not, I don't think we should say demonic sacrifice. That's like a whole nother level. But
exactly.
I think
that's what I'm saying.
I think
people are. Whew.
I think potentially to call it a demonic ritual of sorts could perhaps be appropriate. So let's look at some of these things. Was this a demonic ritual of sorts, or was it more on the side of just an unfortunate tragedy?
Yeah.
Let's look at, we already mentioned he's known for inciting violence. Let's look at some of this imagery, a few of these pictures that I saved. Let's try our new software here. So a guy I follow, his name's Kongman Lee, posted, and he actually shared a video, but you can just see the photo here. The stage was an upside down cross that leads into the portal of hell with satanic hands coming or surrounding it. This concert was demonic, is what he said, and then show the picture of a little more close up and really broaden that so we can see that. There's a video you can see of the hands doing stuff around kind of this mouth of the backdrop.
Yeah.
So let's go to the next one. These are just some images that we can kind of decide for ourselves, use our own discernment. This was posted by Poplitics on Instagram. That's one of his album covers, isn't it?
That's an album cover, and I don't know if this actually was at this specific Astroworld festival, like this head of Travis Scott walking into the mouth. I don't know if that was at this festival or one of its past, but then they're like kind of comparing it to this one.
And this is a image from like hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
It's just a demonic image. Does it say the title of that image down at the bottom? Go ahead and read what it says there.
Concert goers of Travis Scott this weekend described hypnotizing vibrations during the deadly show, spooky chanting, lyrics, and imagery. Another person pointed out the similarities between Travis's famous mouth opening to his festival to the painting Christ in Limbo by Hieronymus Bosch in 1575, depicting the first circle of hell.
So you guys look and see. I mean, to me it seems he's going for kind of a replica of this demonic picture, the circle of hell. There's just a few things. You can probably find more. Again, I'm not real versed on Travis Scott, but it seems like he is very intentionally creating a brand of the occult. Like the occult is a very large part of his brand. The satanic or demonic, he has decided this is going to be what I'm portraying through my visuals, through my image. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think that Travis Scott has made it pretty clear, in my opinion, that he is just a dark person, a creator, a performer. Like, that is his image, that is his music, that is his stage presence, his the stuff, the logos, the everything that he uses is very dark. It's demonic, and there is a spirit to it, a dark spirit to it. And so for me, it's like, it's not surprising that going to a concert of his is going to be incredibly dark and demonic. And so we need to not like, I don't know. It's just like, what do you expect is going to happen going to a Travis Scott concert?
Yeah.
Obviously the other things, the needle spiking, whatever, and just chaos that broke out, in my opinion, was just horrible planning of the concert. I think it was Live Nation. Actually, I think I saw Ruslan on here, and I watched your video earlier. I haven't finished it, but I was really enjoying it and the information that you were sharing.
Good to see you on the chat, Ruslan.
But yeah, I think that the people who put on this whole festival really just failed every single person, failed the people who lost their lives at this concert because they did not do logistically what they needed to do. So there's just like a ton of layers to this.
Yeah.
Was it a demonic ritual?
So Exactly. Because you could probably type in whatever title you want around this event and see. There was a video I was watching earlier. The title of it literally was something like Travis Scott concert was a demonic ritual. And I'm reading that like, okay, what constitutes a demonic ritual? So there's that side of it. But then on the other side, even if you are one to say, no, that's ridiculous, what Morgan's saying I agree with, you kind of have to ask yourself, what should you expect at a Travis Scott concert?
Right.
Based off of his track record.
Yeah.
So you got the demonic imagery, the obviously just his whole brand. I saw an interesting video talking about, and I find this, and you guys comment in the live chat. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on this. But someone was saying, another creator was talking about how this really boils down to money. This creator doesn't feel like Travis Scott has truly embraced the, whatever you want to call it, the occult, Satanism. He is not completely given himself to that, like many, and perhaps the other video I mentioned, many would say he has. But this creator was saying, no, it's simply Travis Scott knows when you start taking on this as your brand, the occult, the mystic side of the truly just, Satanism, demonic stuff, when you kind of embrace that, the mystery around that will elevate your sales. And so,
Sadly.
so he was kind of coming at it from that point. Morgan, any thoughts on that? So he was saying he feels like that's more the case than that Travis Scott has actually embraced this stuff truly.
Well, I think if you look at just the whole concert and festival, it very much felt like profit over people. Like they were out to make as much money as possible, but were not out to provide for the people that were paying that money. The safety, the security, the health and well-being of every single person that's coming. It just seemed like they were out to make as much money as possible, but not really caring about the logistics of things. And to me, that's messed up. That's gross. That's wrong. That's not Christ-like. But what do we expect from people like Travis Scott and his people that are helping plan this event? You know, like it's not surprising that they're not putting people first over profit. I think it's just like not that surprising to me. And yeah, just on top of that, to see the type of things that Travis Scott has said. And I think I saw a tweet of his talking about how excited he was to perform at Astroworld, and he was ready to like mosh, and like he wanted people like flailing around and screaming, and like he was ready to hit stuff. Like I don't even know exactly what he said, but it was just a very interesting tweet of like him again just not really caring for the like, what do you think people are gonna do, Travis, when you literally start telling them to beat someone up? They're gonna beat them up because they have idolized you. They have literally lost their minds at these concerts. And you know, there is alcohol involved at these festivals, lots of it being sold and brought in. And I can only imagine that there are drugs also involved. So like just drugs and alcohol combined with someone up on stage like telling you to go insane, you're going to go insane. And,
so I think this is almost a very sober warning of people that decide I'm going to mess with the occult, whether it's a creator or it's simply the concert goers that are like, it's pretty clear that occultish stuff is going on here, demonic stuff. But hey, let's go have a good time. That stuff's not really real. That stuff's not really that big a deal. So even if, say, Travis Scott, it's all about the money and he hasn't embraced this for himself, when you so saturate yourself in that, one, you're playing with fire, and it's a very real possibility that the demonic, once you open that door, even if you don't plan to go head first into that direction, once you open that door, I think you could even look at scripture and probably see, there's very strong warnings, especially in the Old Testament, to my knowledge. Don't mess with the witchcraft, with stuff like that. Yeah. But
I don't know, like, I don't want to just be like, oh, yeah, he's just in it for money. He's not actually a part of the occult. I don't.
That's one hypothesis. I think it is worth giving that caveat of potential. But I'm saying, even if that is the case, the
fact that he's still just messing around with the occult stuff for his image or whatever.
And then you see these 8 or 9 people that have died, many more injured. Again, we don't know. It appears that more so it was the trampling and some people. I mean, there was like a 10-year-old kid that died, several teenagers.
14-year-old kid that died.
I think 14 and 10-year-old I think I saw as well. Don't quote me, but I believe a 10-year-old. And then there was a heart attack or a heart
cardiac
arrest.
Yeah.
So whether the needles were a part of the death toll, whether it's the cardiac arrest, there seems to be, when you take all of this stuff and put it together, the demonic, him creating this atmosphere of violence and chaos, it's really ugly. I did want to say, when I was in high school, lightening it up, I really appreciated intense music. And I even went to several Screamo Christian. Some of them were more Christian than others, but they said they were under the Christian music label. Christian Screamo. Went to several concerts. They got intense. But I was thinking about it, and one thing, and Morgan and I mentioned this earlier, I do believe that these Screamo concerts, that there was moshing and stuff. If they would have seen, and I even remember one specific concert, if they would have seen this is getting a little much, that they would stop it. If they were to see, and there's a video of this girl going up and trying to get the attention, yelling, saying there was people getting seriously hurt down there, and she was pretty much ignored at the Travis Scott concert. If these people at this Christian Screamo would have seen that, they would have addressed it from the stage.
Oh, yeah.
And even you mentioned Adele, you mentioned Chester Bennington,
Harry Styles, David Grohl from Foo Fighters.
They put a stop to it when they noticed it getting unruly.
Yeah.
And so I'm saying, even at the Christian hardcore Screamo, I feel like that was more of the atmosphere. This seems like it was almost a demented chaos.
Yeah, I mean, you can see there. I've watched several clips of just like Travis Scott standing on one of his platforms, and literally, like, right in front of him, there's an ambulance trying to get through. He could have said, guys, get out of the way so this ambulance... No, he did not. He could have, at one point, I think he was standing on a different platform, and this kid was, like, obviously, I think he was, like, bleeding from his head and just, like, there, clearly unconscious, being carried over, trying to be moved off so that he could get help. And it looks like Travis Scott is literally just staring, watching it happen, and then he just turns around and starts singing again. And it's just like, what are you doing?
That sounds like really bad if perhaps we're wrong and Travis had no idea and he was just so locked in and focused. But then you think about stuff that he's apparently said from up on stage, talked about endorsing the violent acts and stuff. So it's like, should we really be surprised?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just like, that's kind of, it's part of your job as a musician up there on stage, the lead performer. Like, I feel like that's kind of part of your job. Like, you have a better visual, lookout than anyone else. And so if you see something going wrong, I don't care about the performance. Like, you need to save that person's life, literal life. Like, it's just insane.
Why don't you go ahead and play? We don't want to show really upsetting video clips. There's one really that's kind of gone viral of the guy passed out and they're lifting him up. But can you show the one of the girl trying to get the camera guy's attention?
Oh, no, I don't have that video.
Which one did you save?
I just have one video, and we don't even need to show it, but it's just the audience is like screaming, help, help, help us, help us.
You can play that one.
And they just like completely ignore them.
I want to test out our video feature.
All right. Hopefully you can hear, but I think there are some captions.
And shout out to Ruslan, because I texted him to see which kind of software he uses. Yeah. It's going good, bro.
Somebody in the tree, turn the lights on. Turn the lights on, turn the lights on. Make some noise for my boy right there, hanging in the tree right there.
But yeah, that was just like literally the smallest thing ever.
Could you guys hear that?
Wait, turn up the volume. Oh well, I
should-
missed it.
Here, check this out.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
you could hear
that.
it.
Very cool. Let's see this. The software is nice.
But that's obviously a terrible video to be dancing around to. I was not dancing around to that. I was dancing around to the fact that we were able to share it. But you know, I think that wasn't Travis Scott. It was like his kind of like hype man, and he was standing there saying like blah blah blah, and people are over here screaming help us, help us, help us. There was though a point where Travis Scott was on stage and you can hear the crowd like literally screaming bloody murder, help, someone help us, and like he is kind of like scanning the crowd, and then he just moves on, and it's just I don't know, you guys, there's so many different perspectives on this specific event. And honestly, I follow this lady on Instagram, and I appreciate a lot of what she shares, but sometimes she shares things and I'm just like,
That seem a little too
What?
conspiracy.
yeah. And so she was sharing just that, and this is just where I'm at, okay? She was sharing that it was 100%, she had no doubt about it, this was a ritual, a demonic ritual. It was a sacrifice.
Pre-planned.
Yes, it was pre-planned, that every single thing that happened was totally like pre-planned. I'm sorry, I just feel like like the people like storming the gates, like breaking down the security gates, that was pre-planned. How? I don't know. But you know, just to say that all of that was pre-planned, and that it was a demonic ritual, sacrificing, night of sacrifice to Satan, like, to me, it's like, I want to acknowledge that things
The possibility.
like that probably do go on, and we have no idea about it, and we won't know until we're dead and gone and up in heaven with the Lord safe and sound. But I just don't know if I want to jump on that train so quickly and be so 100% positive about it, because she was very confident.
A lot of these type of people are.
Right. And they also like make you feel like you're so dumb and so blind if you don't see this.
So unspiritual.
Yeah, you're not connected to the spiritual like I am. You're not, discerning what the Lord is showing us. Like, and I'm just like, first of all, we live in the Prince of the Air, Satan's world. Like, he kind of runs the show on here. Yes, God is still king over this earth, but Satan is the Prince of the Air. I think there's a Bible verse that says that. I'm not like coming up with that title.
Yep.
And so, to think that awful things and really just terrible things and people don't become evil in this world, we know that that's the case. And so, like, for something this horrible and tragic to happen at a concert that just so happens to have a lot of demonic like symbolism and whatever going on, isn't that surprising to me? But is it a straight up ritual?
Yeah, pre-planned demonic ritual. That's like, you better have a good amount of evidence.
Yeah.
And you get these people like Morgan's saying that say, just if you really had spiritual discernment, you would know for without a shadow of a doubt. I agree with Morgan. I thought she articulated that really well. There is a place of like showing serious concern. I saw at least one person just in the comments saying they believe it's a satanic ritual. You guys let us know in the comments.
Yeah,
but I just feel like if you're going to go that far, you do hear both Morgan and I saying there was very clearly, in our opinions, demonic activity or demonic, like they were evoking this occultic demonic symbolisms and all that. So that seems very clear to us. But to say this was a pre-planned demonic ritual, that's a whole nother level. You better have facts to back that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I will say this to kind of bring this to a close, and then I want to engage with you guys and hear your thoughts and comments. I think back to when I was in college, and there was a Christian group that I hung out with, and looking back on it, God bless them. I hope they've grown in the faith, but looking back, they were pretty worldly Christians. Sorry if that offends you to hear me say that, but like, there was some pretty worldly Christians in our group. And I remember them one day saying, Drake is coming to UK. We're going to go hear Drake. And then they were, I think maybe like Lil Wayne was with them, was with Drake, or maybe at a different time. But they were saying like, we're going to go to these concerts. And I'm just thinking about that. And I was surprised to hear it. Not to say that I, didn't listen to God's Plan when it first came out. Drake, God's Plan. Like,
thinking it was a Christian song.
What is this? But I guess I'm saying this to say, like, guys, can we please be conscious with the type of spirits and the type, like, who these people are that we're listening to, that we're subjecting ourselves, and just watching little bits of that Travis Scott concert. Like, these people, most of them that were there, had listened to his stuff prior. And are you guys just that deceived yourselves? Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess the spirit of the world has blinded their eyes to see, but like, you guys are subjecting yourself to that, to a Drake concert, a Lil Wayne, even like a Katy Perry, like these people that truly are not ashamed of engaging in these occultic things.
Yeah, what the heck are you doing?
I'm talking to I'm talking to Christians here. The lost, they got a lot to figure out, and I pray that their eyes would be open. But the Christians that are engaging in this stuff, I'm sure there were plenty of people that identified as Christians. And I'm not like coming down so hard to say you can't be a Christian and go to a Katy Perry concert or a Drake concert, but I start my antennas start to go up of like, are you guys walking in discernment by actually subjecting yourself, putting yourself in these people's concerts? Going to these things.
I think wake the heck up, guys. You need to wake up. Take this as a sign if you needed a sign. If you are saying that you're a believer and you're over here listening to Travis Scott or just secular music in general, like, it's one thing to appreciate a song here or there, or you do a little dance when a song comes on, but it's another thing to like literally be allowing that type of music to pour into your spirit on a regular basis, and then to literally spend your money on going to a festival or a concert where people like Travis Scott are performing, and you are in the physical presence of these people and what they're putting out there, in just the atmosphere that is created there. I mean, like I said, what it seems like at Travis Scott performances in general, or just like him specifically, is just a chaotic, dark, like, I think of Romans 1 where it says like God handed them over to their sin and to their just
depravity.
Depravity. And it's like, it just seemed like, wow, this is messed up. I mean, the videos of seeing people not caring, like literally jumping and dancing to the song, and they're stepping on people's heads. Like, it's just like, what in the world?
Yeah, it's dark. That's heavy. That's heavy. All right, guys. Wow. So,
that was a lot.
Those of you who are in the live chat, now we want to get to your all's thoughts and continue this discussion. I want to hear where you're at. Those of you who are watching the playback, please drop your comments below. We welcome perspectives. Let's keep this combo going. We love you guys. Have hope.
And be free.